and they use drugs there.
I'd spend hours in Cobb Park. It had a really bad reputation at that time. We got calls to Cobb Park daily. I would say at least once every shift.
So when I drive through the park, I can clearly see a body of a white male. When I examined the body, I was looking for any type of damage, like was he shot, was he stabbed, was he struck by an instrument? And you didn't see those type of injuries on his body, not to his chest, his face, you didn't see that. What you saw was the leg was very badly contorted. His left foot was laying across his stomach. It was broken so badly. The way rigor mortis was set in, his arm, his hand was twisted in an odd position. So he'd been dead for a few hours. I also noticed that it was covered in shards of glass. Next to his body, I could see some very entrenched tire marks. It looks like he may have been hit or struck by a vehicle. So he's been in the park. I'm assuming he was there at night. Someone ran him over and just left him there. It's very possible he could have been a homeless person in the park sleeping when he was struck by a car. It looks like an accident or something that our traffic investigation unit work. Not us, not homicide.
Under Texas law, the typical charge for a hit and run is FSRA, which is failure to stop and render aid. In 2001, FSRA was punishable as a second-degree felony with anything from 2 years probation to 10 years in prison when a death was involved.
So at that point, I called traffic investigation and said, hey, I've got an incident here that looks like it's probably going to be a hit and run or failure to stop and render aid. So our traffic investigation unit made the scene. Anytime you have a death, the first thing you have to do is figure out who your victim is. He did have ID. The victim was Gregory Biggs.
They learned that he grew up in Duncanville, which is a small town east of Fort Worth, and married his high school sweetheart. At the time of Greg's death, he was divorced, which under Texas law makes his 17-year-old son, Brandon Biggs, his next of kin. The police also learned that Gregory, who suffers from some mental health issues, had been living at a homeless shelter at the time of his death.